Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe my TikTok page. I'm Teacher Nobi and thank you so much. Okay, so with that, our objectives of the lesson, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify the properties of operations of integers. So we have closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, identity property, and inverse property. Ito po yung kailangan matutunan all about properties of operations. So with that, let's define. Pag sinabi natin closure property, so if a set of numbers is such that a given operation on the numbers result in a number from the set, then the set is closed under that operation. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin na tinutukoy dito? No? Ibig lamang sabihin nito, pag sinabi natin closure property, kapag meron tayong inadd, sinubtract, or minultiply na integers, lagi pong merong closure. What does it mean? Merong sagot. At yung sagot po natin dyan ay yun yung tinatawag natin integers. Okay, so if A and B are integers, we can say that A plus B, ito yon, A minus B, or A times B. So also an integer. Okay, take note of that. If we are going to perform the operations under the addition, subtraction, and multiplication, the answer is always integer. Yun yung tinatawag dito na meron po silang closure. Di ba sa buhay natin, dapat meron din tayong closure sa buhay natin. Okay, so with that, let's have an example. Number 1, 2 plus 8 is equal to 10. If you are going to observe two integers, di ba, pag inad natin yan, the answer is 10. Yung 10 na yan, yun yung tinatawag natin integer. And they have a closure. Number 2, 3 minus 5 is equal to negative 2. Take note, negative 2 is also an integer. And if you're going to get the difference of these two integers, 3 minus 5 is integer, the difference. Okay, kaya meron silang closure lagi. Okay, next, number 3. 4 times 5 is equal to 20, diba? As I have said, that if you're going to multiply two integers, they have a closure. Meron po silang sagot. At yun yung tinatawag natin integer. Okay, kung mapapansin natin, no, bakit addition at subtraction at multiplication? Bakit kaya hindi kasama ang division? Take note of that. All answers 10, negative 2, and 20 are all integers. They are closed under operation. Okay. Gaya ng sinabi ko na, bakit hindi kasama ang division? Because integers are not closed under division. Although 5 and 0 are both integers, kasi meron po tayong ng integers, should I say na 5 divided by 0, that is, di ba, meron tayong tinatawag na undefined. Kaya nga, walang sagot din, di ba? Syntax error ang lalabas sa calculator natin. There is no solution. Kaya nga, walang closure kapag pinreform natin ang division. Kaya meron po tayong restriction. Kaya hindi kasama ang division dyan kasi nga, meron tayong undefined or undeterminate. There is no possible solution. Kapag yung 0 ay pinang-divide natin sa kahit anong integer. Okay, so with that, let's proceed now to commutative properties. When we say naman na commutative property, that is, so let A, B are integers. So meron tayong tinatawag na commutative property of addition, or we call that CPA, the acronym. Meaning to say, ang ibig sabihin naman nitong property na to ay, eto muna na-observe natin, you can add in any order. So A plus B is equal to B plus A. So obserbahan natin yung ating equation, no? Or yan yung susundan nating pattern. 3 plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 3. Ibig sabihin yung A mo dyan si 3, yung B mo dyan si 5. If you're going to observe, ano ang ating napapansin sa commutative property? Okay, so yun po yung tinatawag natin order. Diba? You have to observe yung order ng dalawang integers kapag binaliktad natin, diba? Ano yung sum nito? 3 plus 5, diba? Ang sum niya is 8. Yung 5 plus 3, what is the sum? 8. Nagbago ba yung kanilang sum of the two addends? Hindi, di ba? Kaya yun yung tinatawag natin commutative property of addition. So mamaya malalaman natin. Another example natin, we have 8 plus 4 is equal to 4 plus 8. If we are going to add this 8 plus 4, tapos i-add din natin yung 4 plus 8, tingnan natin, di ba? Parehas lang din sila na 12. Okay, another, we have negative 2 plus 1 is equal to 1 plus negative 2. Pinagbaliktad lang natin or pinagpalit natin ng pwesto, or that is the order of the addends sa addition. Kaya pag sinimplify natin yan, negative 1 is equal to negative 1. Now, based on the given examples, we are going to define ano ang ibig sabihin ng salita commutative property of addition. So meaning to say, the order of the addends does not affect the sum. Yun yung ibig sabihin, no? Kapag pinagpalit natin ng pwesto yung dalawang integers na ina-add natin, ang tawag doon ay addends, hindi maapektuhan yung sum ng dalawang integers. Okay, so tandaan natin yung naka-underline, order, commutative drawn. Okay, another, let A and B are integers, meron tayong tinatawag naman na commutative property of multiplication, or the CPM sa acronym, no? Okay, so ito yung ating pattern. You can multiply in any order. We have this A times B. Pwede natin isulat as B times A. Example natin, di ba? 2 times 6, you can write as 6 times. So, but if you are going to observe, di ba, nagpalit sila ng order. Take note of that. But this is multiplication. Pag binultiply mo yung 2 times 6, that is 12. And what is the product of 6 times 2? Di ba nagbaliktad sila ng pwesto, yung order nila. But if you're going to get a product of the two factors, take note of that. Factors ang tawag doon sa mga integer na minumultiply natin. So, hindi nagbago, di ba? Example pa natin. What is 6 times 5? You can write as 5 times 6. They have the same product. Meaning to say the factors have the same product regardless of the order. Another, we have negative 7 times 3, you can write as 3 times negative 7. But if you're going to get the product of the given factors, that is the same. Negative 21 is the same with the product of the two integers on the right side. So based on the given example, we are going to define ano ang ibig sabihin ng commutative property of multiplication. Yan po yung tatandaan natin. The order of the factors does not affect the product. The word order refers to the commutative, and the factors refers to the integer that being multiplied. And the product is the result. Kaya nga hindi naapektuhan yung product nila regardless of the order of the factors. Yun yung tinatawag natin commutative properties. Okay, another, we have associative properties. Okay, so dito naman, let A, B, and C are integers. Meron tayong associative property of addition, or the acronym is APA. Okay, so unahin natin si APA. Dito naman, pag sinabi natin APA, ito yung pattern natin, no? When you add, you can group the numbers in any combination. Kung sa commutative meron silang order, dito meron na combination, or we call that groups or grouping. Okay. So A plus the quantity of B plus C, magkagrupo si B plus C. I mean si B tsaka C. You can write as is equal to A plus B plus C. Magkagrupo naman si A tsaka B. So dito magkagrupo si B at C. So let's say, example natin, 1 plus, ito magkagrupo si 3 plus 4 is equal to 1 plus 3 plus 4. Kung mapapansin natin, di ba magkagrupo dito si 3 tsaka 4 sa left side. Dito naman magkagrupo si 1 tsaka 3. Pero pag kinuha natin yung sum nung nasa loob, what's 3 plus 4? Di ba? That is 7. Tapos 1, bring down mo yan. Okay, dito naman 1 plus 3, 4 yon. Okay, so bring down mo yung 4. Pero pag kinuha natin yung sum nila ngayon, what is 1 plus 7? Di ba 8 yan? Same lang siya dito. Sa 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng associative property. Ibig sabihin yan, regardless of the grouping of the addends, does not affect the sum of the integers. So another example natin, we have 5 plus 2 plus 13, you can write as 5 plus 2 plus 13. Diba? Pag kinuha natin ito, 2 plus 13, 15 yon. 15 plus 5, so 20 na yon. Diba? 5 plus 2, dito naman ay 7 plus 13, 20. Kaya nga ang sagot dyan is parehas lang. 20. Meaning to say, the groupings of the addends does not affect the sum. Okay, another, we have negative 3 plus 6 plus 7, magka-group po sila. Dito naman, negative 3 plus 6 plus 7. Kapag sinimplify natin ito, di ba 6 plus 7 plus negative 3, same lang siya nandito sa right side na negative 3 plus 6 plus 7. Kaya that is equal to 10. So based on the given example, so paano natin bibigyan ng meaning ang associative property of addition? We can say that the group of the addends does not affect the sum. Tandaan lang natin, no, kapag associative, merong grupo sila at yung order ng kanilang addends does not affect. Okay, so ulitin ko, no, hindi dapat ginagamit yung order. Okay, ulitin ko. Pag sinabi natin associative property, the group of the addends does not affect the sum. So merong grupo dito. Okay, tandaan natin. Next, another. Sige, erase muna natin to. Okay, so dito naman, let A, B, and C are integers. Okay, so kung mapapansin natin, di ba? There are 3 integers involved here. Okay, so meron siyang C, hindi lang siya. And C are integers. Associative property of multiplication or APM. Okay, ibig sabihin yan, when you multiply, you can group the numbers in any combination. So kung mapapansin natin, nagbago lang yung operation kasi multiplication tayo. So A times, magkagrupo si B times C. Magkagrupo naman sa right side si A times B times C. Example natin, diba? 2 times 3 times 5 is equal to 2 times 3 times 5. Kapag sinimplify natin, diba? What is 3 times 5? Diba 15 to? 15 plus 2, 30 na yan. Dito naman sa right side, what is 2 times 3? Diba 6 yun? 6 times 5, 30 yun. Kaya same lang po siya ng product. Another example. Dito naman. 2 times, magkagrupo yung 3 times 4, same lang siya dito. Kaya 2 times 3 times 4. Kaya pag sinimplify natin 3 times 4, same with the product of this one. Kaya 24 siya. Another, we have negative 4 times the quantity of negative 2 times negative 3. Magkagrupo to negative 2 tsaka negative 3. Pag sinimplify natin yan, kailangan same lang siya nandoon sa right side. Kaya negative 4 times negative 2 times negative 3. That is equal to negative 24. Kaya kung mapapansin natin, di ba, hindi nagbago yung product. So based on the given example, what is associative property of multiplication? We can say that the group of the factors does not affect the product. So kahit sino i-grupo mo dyan, no, na factors, hindi maapektuhan yung product ng integers mo. Okay, another, we have distributive property. Dito naman sa distributive property, tandaan lang natin, nag-share ka, nagbabahagi. Diba sa buhay natin, kailangan nagbabahagi tayo ng ating mga katalinuhan, ng ating mga kung ano mang meron tayo sa ating kapwa para babalik ay gantimpala sa atin ng Panginoon. Okay, with that, let A, B, and C are integers, distributive property of multiplication over addition. Okay, ito yung ating magiging pattern dyan. So for addition, we have A, diba? Multiplication. I-multiply natin si A times B. Kaya ito yung AB. Diba? Pagpa-product, pagdidikitin mo lang yung dalawang variables mo. Yun yung product. A times C naman, kaya AC. Ibig sabihin si A, shinare mo kay B, kaya AB. Si A ulit, shinare mo kay C. Kung sino yung nasa labas, siya yung isi-share mo bawat isa doon sa nasa loob. Kasi binabahagi, di ba? Sinishare natin. We call that distributive property. Kapag dito naman sa distributive property, pwede mo siyang baliktarin actually, no? Kung gusto mo yung i-distribute mo nasa unahan, katulad nito, or pwede rin siyang nasa hulihan. Same pa rin ang magiging result nun. We have this. So dito, di ba, si ito, B times A, di ba, sinare mo yung nasa labas doon sa loob, kaya B, A. Dito naman, A times B or BA, kaya, ulitin natin, mali yung aking napindot. So meaning to say, okay, so meaning to say, ito naman tayo, C times A or A times C, no? Ito naman, sinare natin. Kaya nga CA siya. Okay, so with that example natin, di ba, ito yung C3. Meaning to say, C3 po ay i-distribute mo sa bawat number or term sa loob ng parenthesis. Kaya 3 times 10, ito yung 30 actually na yan. 3 times 2 will become 6. Kaya 3 times 2, 6 yan, no? Kapag sinimplify natin, di ba, paano ko malalaman kung true yung statement or equation? Kapag ginawa natin ito, di ba, 3 times 10, magiging 30 to. 30 to, 3 times 2, 6 to. Bali, 6 times 30, 36 na yan. Kaya ang sagot dyan is equal to 36. Same lang siya dito. Kapag chinek mo naman dito, di ba, 10 plus 2, 12 yun. 12 times 3, kaya 36. Kaya same lang po siya ng product. Or simplified. Okay, with that, dito naman tayo sa distributive property of multiplication over subtraction naman tayo. Di ba? Kung kanina ay addition. Nagbago lang yung ating operation. Okay, dito naman sa subtraction, ganun pa rin. I-multiply mo pa rin si A doon kay B, kaya AB yan. Tapos si A kay C, kaya AC. But since this is subtraction, just copy the sign. Kaya nga siya, distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. Ibig sabihin, nag-multiply ka tapos magsusubtract tayo. Okay, dito naman, B times A kaya BA. Then C times A kaya CA. And therefore, if we are going to observe, di ba, yung operation dapat nandoon kasi nga minus po yung nandoon sa pagitan ng dalawang terms natin sa parenthesis. With that, this is example, di ba? Yung 5 yung nasa labas, meaning to say yung 5 natin, i-distribute natin doon sa 6. When sinabi distribute, minumultiply natin. Kaya 5 times 6, eto yung 5, 6, no? Di ba? 30 na actually yung product niyan. Then 5 times 3, eto yon, kaya magiging 15 na yan. Kapag sinimplify natin, di ba, 5 times 6, that is 30. Ito naman, di ba, 15 to. Kaya 30 minus 15, ang sagot doon ay 15. Di ba? Pag chinek natin dito sa left side, what is 6 minus 3? Di ba? Ang sagot doon, 3. Multiply mo yung 3 doon sa labas na 5, kaya 15. Di ba? Same lang siya. So, yan yung ibig sabihin ng distributive property over addition and subtraction. Okay, so another, paano naman kung meron tayong involved na variable? Just simply distribute lang din, idikit mo lang yung letter dun sa number. Yun yung multiplication. So 3 times x, magiging 3x minus 15 kasi di ba 3 times 5, 15 yun. O, dito naman tayo. 3 times x, 3x pa rin yan. Tapos 3 times 5, magiging 15. Kung mapapansin natin, di ba, minus to kasi nga, over subtraction, ito naman ay over addition. That's under of distributive property. Okay, so next we have identity property. Ano naman ang ibig sabihin identity property? Let A is integer. Okay, so meaning to say identity property of addition. The sum of 0 of any number is the number. Ito yung pattern natin, di ba? Ano ibig sabihin nito? A plus 0 is equal to A. 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. Ang ibig lang sabihin nito, any number added to 0 is the number itself. Hindi magbabago yung number na inad mo kapag 0 yung ina-add natin. So, another example na, di ba? Negative 10 plus 0 is negative 10. 0 plus x is x. Meaning to say, any number added to 0 is the number itself. And kung obserbahan natin, the identity element of addition is 0. Kasi nga, hindi nagbago yung ating number na inad kapag 0 yung ating ina-add or that is sa atin. Okay? So with that, meron tayong tinatawag din na identity property of multiplication. So dito naman, the product of 1 in any number is the number. So ito yung pattern natin. 8 times 1 is 8. 3 times 1 is 3. Kung mapapansin natin, di ba, hindi pa rin nagbago yung number. Pero kapag minultiply natin sa 1, di ba, is the number itself pa rin. Kaya meaning to say, whatever you multiply to 1 is the number itself. Hindi nagbabago. Kaya ito yung ating example. 50 times 1, 50 pa rin yan. 1 times negative y is negative y. Hindi nagbago yung number. Any number is, any number multiplied to 1 is the number itself. The identity element of multiplication is 1. Tandaan natin na 1 ang element, identity element kapag sa multiplication. Dito naman sa addition, ang identity element natin is 0. Dito sa multiplication ay 1. Okay, so for the last, I think, inverse property na tayo. So let A is integer. Inverse property of addition, we can say that negative A plus A is 0. Kung mapapansin natin, di ba, opposite sila. Yung isa negative, yung isa ay positive. Pero same number yon. Okay, example natin. Negative 4 plus blank. What is the additive? Pag sinabi natin additive inverse, yun yung opposite ng number na given. Ano yung opposite or ang tawag doon, additive inverse ay negative 4. That is 4. Kaya pag inad natin yung negative 4 plus positive 4 is always 0. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng inverse property of addition. Another, 25. Ano yung opposite or additive inverse ni positive 25? That is negative 25. Hindi nag-appear yung aking negative 25. Negative 25 yan. Okay, so i-ano muna natin. Negative 25. Pag inad natin yan is equal to 0. Kaya pag define natin yan, okay, any number when added to its additive, or we call that opposite, is the sum is always 0. Tandaan natin yan. Okay, another, we have inverse property of multiplication naman. Kanina, addition. So, ito yung ating pattern. 1 over A times A is 1. Diba? Meaning to say, yung reciprocal ni 1 over A is A. Okay, example natin para makuha natin. Lumabas na sila. Okay, any number when multiplied to its multiplicative inverse, or ang tawag doon ay reciprocal, the product is always 1. Okay, example natin, 2 times, ano yung reciprocal ni 2? Diba? So, meaning to say, kung ang given natin ay whole number, you are going to get the reciprocal. Yung numerator, pabalik na rin mo sa, pagpapalitin mo ng pwesto yung denominator. Okay, so meaning to say, 1/2 yun. And what is 2 times 1/2? Diba? So magiging 1 na siya. Cancel out kasi yung 2. Patitira si 1. Dito naman number 2. What is the reciprocal of negative 1/3? Or we call that multiplicative inverse ni negative 1/3. Mumultiply natin. Kaya that is negative 3. And then, what is the product of this? That is equal to 1. Kaya, di ba, cancel out to. Cancel out yan. Remember? Kaya 1 lagi ang product. Kapag fraction naman, syempre, fraction din ang kanyang reciprocal or multiplicative inverse. What is 2/3 times 3 over 2? 1 pa rin yan. Yun ang narandaan natin sa inverse property of multiplication. Okay, the product is always 1. Dito naman sa addition, the sum is always 0. Okay, so actually this is not part of the properties of operation of integers, but you have to be familiar lang, no, or aware guys. Meron tayong tinatawag na zero property of multiplication. Ibig sabihin, any number times 0 has a product of 0. Kaya nga, 8 times 0, 0 pa rin. Okay, example, 16 times 0, 0 pa rin. Or 0 times negative 21, 0. Any number multiplied to 0 is 0 kasi wala ka namang value. Okay, so with that, let's answer this activity para ma-master natin. Identify the properties of integers being illustrated. Number 1, so that is 8 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 8. Okay, so that is what property? Commutative property. Number 2, negative 3 times 8 is equal to 8 times negative 3. That is also commutative property. Kung mapapansin natin, di ba? This is under of what? This is multiplication. Commutative property of multiplication. Dito naman, commutative property of addition. Okay, next number 3. Dito naman. So, negative 3 plus 5 times, negative 3 plus 5 plus x is equal to negative 3 plus, magka-grupo sila, di ba? 5 plus x. That is associative property of addition kasi involve yung addition operation. Dito naman sa number 4, that is associative property of multiplication. Kasi di ba parenthesis meaning to say that is operation of multiplication. Next, number 5 naman, this is distributive property. Di ba sinare natin 2 times x kaya 2x. 2 times 6 kaya 12 yun. Hindi mo pwede i-add yan kasi variable itong isa. Okay, next, number 6. Negative 7 plus 0 is negative 7. Di ba? Remember, this is identity property of addition. Di ba? Kasi di ba, nag-add ka ng 0, di ba? Any number added to 0 is the number itself. Next, number 7. Okay, negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. Identity property of multiplication naman, di ba? Whatever you multiply to 1 is the number itself. Hindi nagbabago yung number. Okay, number 8. What is 6 plus negative 6 is equal to 0? Kung mapapansin natin, di ba, same number pero magkaiba ng sign. Yung isa positive, negative. So meaning to say that is inverse property of addition, or we call this the additive inverse. Kaya nga tatandaan natin yan. Next number, we have number 9. 5 times 0 is 0. So meaning to say any number multiplied to 0 is 0. Kaya 0 product of multiplication. And last one, okay, so that is inverse property of multiplication. Kaya nga 3 times yung reciprocal niya, or we call that multiplicative inverse, times 1/3 is equal to 1. Lagi yung 1 ang product nila. So with that, I hope you learned something about this properties of operations on integers. So, okay, so goodbye and we'll see you next meeting.